is a rapidly growing problem with people being photoshopped into pornography, especially public figures. And sometimes people who do this do a really, really good job at making it look believable. Well, there is one Georgia state representative, Earnest Smith, who is upset at this because he was a victim of this type of photoshopping. Now, the website that did this...
By the way, are you sure that's not Herman Cain?
That looks a lot like Herman Cain, but no, that's him. Apparently he saw that and he was upset about it, right? Understandably so. But here's the thing, it says fake image.
Obviously not his body.
It's obviously not his body, it's obviously fake, right? So he decided to introduce legislation that would make that type of image illegal, and you could serve prison time and a fine of $1,000.
Huh, interesting. Well, first of all, good luck catching those folks. Second of all, look, this is what SC Cup was complaining about when Hustler did a tour.
I know,
right?
yeah.
And so, and again, we have the First Amendment issues as well. It depends on if it's satire. He's a public figure, he's a politician.
Yeah.
If it's satire, well then, you know, you certainly have a lot of protection from the Supreme Court on that. But mainly I just tell him, hey dude, I know it sucks, but let it go.
I think like with Representative Smith, it's obviously easy to detect the fact that it's Photoshop, not just in that particular image, but even if they did a decent job Photoshopping him, like no one's gonna believe that he did porn. And also there's no video of him doing porn, there's no other evidence of him doing porn.
How random, why did they pick him of all people?
I don't know. I mean, it was on a particular blog, and apparently this blog, you know, does a good job at like criticizing state representatives and state officials.
He has no case at all.
Yeah,
if they're part of doing political criticism, it's totally First Amendment protected. And so, you know, I don't know what they were criticizing him for. I thought maybe they were having fun. Like if his name was Representative Johnson, it might have made more sense, but then I'm a child, right?
Yeah. No, but it is interesting. I mean, you see these images pop up all the time, and I'm a little, look, you can't make it illegal, because even if you were to make it illegal, how do you enforce it? Like, let's say some dude in the UK is doing it, right? Or some woman in the UK, which that would never happen, it's usually guys. But like, let's say he's doing it, right? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go find some dude from the UK and prosecute him? You can't do it.
And look, don't get me wrong, we had this conversation on the SC Cup situation. It sucks, I mean, because a lot of people won't know, and some people will actually do a decent job of Photoshop, and most of the people who do it have no political intent whatsoever. It's not really a First Amendment issue in that sense, at least. They're just doing it to get giggles out of it, right? Yeah. And it sucks because a lot of people will think it's real. Now, the SC Cup case, again, not as much because it was a clear Hustler parody.
Yeah,
right?
and they noted that it wasn't real, so yeah.
Like, I get this guy's motivation, but it's similar with, like, say, YouTube comments. As soon as you let people know that it's got you, it's going to happen more.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised that Representative Smith isn't in, like, half the porn in America at this point. Like, I mean, you're just putting out this giant flag to trolls, internet trolls, and saying, please make more fun of me. I'm really sensitive about it. It'll drive me crazy.
You know, what's also troubling about him is he has a really hard time understanding what the First Amendment means, because he was asked about, you know, whether or not he thinks this violates the First Amendment. And here's what he said. This is a direct quote. "No one has the right to make fun of anyone. You have a right to speak."
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, you have the right to speak, but no one has a right to disparage another person. It's not a First Amendment right. He's wrong about that.
I know you're being earnest, but wrong again, Bob.
Yeah.
That's not true at all. Of course you have the First Amendment right to disparage people. Now, if he's talking about libel or slander, those are different things, right? But can you criticize a politician and disparage him while doing so? Of course! That's the heart of the First Amendment. Yeah.